Hi y'all, it's Nikki from Nikkiscrochetknook. Welcome back. Welcome new subscribers. Welcome back the subscribers that have been here since day one. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. It's been a while. I keep saying that on all my videos. I know I can't get my schedule down. My body is just like, nope, we're sleeping today. But I'm going to start out on a serious note today. I have a disorder called fibromyalgia. Many of you crafters have this also, so y'all understand my pain. Many of y'all don't have it, which honestly, if you don't have an autoimmune disorder or any type of pain disorder, you're blessed. Myself, I have dealt with for 22 years. My aunt had RA, my grandmother had RA on my daddy's side, and my mom has RA. And I can't imagine living like they do, and at the same time, they don't understand what I go through. Sorry, y'all. Fibromyalgia is a chronic syndrome. They do not have a cause. They do not have a cure. They have some medications that help some, not all. When I was first diagnosed with this syndrome, it was a catch-all. It was, well, we can't figure out where your pain's coming from. We can't figure out why you're so tired. So we're just going to give you this label. Often doctors back then saw you as a hypochondriac. There was nothing wrong with you. Or you were looking for attention. I, for one, don't care for attention when it comes to this disorder. I hate it. I have a girlfriend that has lupus. I have a girlfriend that has rheumatoid arthritis. And they suffer just as much as I do. And all of us fight like hell every day to get up, function, do our life as best as we can. Because we learned from our elders, because my grandmother was crippled by the time I think she was only like 43 years old. She was in a wheelchair and couldn't walk very far, could barely get from her chair to her bathroom. And so I knew I never wanted to settle for what I had been dealt. I'm going to fight it, and I'm going to fight it as long as I can. I hope I live till I'm 105. Why not? I want to see a different century again. Anyway, now I'd have to be like 125, but that's beside the point. But just please, if you have family that has psoriatic arthritis or fibromyalgia or lupus or MS or any other autoimmune disorder, please be grateful to them and understand that they struggle. They struggle every day just to get their clothes on. They struggle every day to take a bath. They struggle every day, every moment. And it is so difficult. It's very difficult when society expects you at 25 to be working full time and taking care of your kids, and to not need a nap and not need a break and not need 2-3 days off because your body has just gave out. With that being said, in October's or September every year, I suffer a really bad flare. And I don't know if it's just anxiety. August and October are both months that I've lost some very special loved ones in my life. And they affect me emotionally. And emotion and fibro do not go well together, because it seems to make our bodies react 20 times worse when we are emotionally frustrated or drained or anything else. Now, I did the drawing on my daddy's birthday because him and my best friend's baby cousin, which I watched grow up, so they're my cousins too. I knew them boys since they were 4 and 6, I think, or 2 and 4. They were little, and we used to go babysit them together. And I watched them grow up. Well, in 2012, I lost my dad. 30 days later, my best friend lost her stepdad that she was fairly close to. And then in October that year, we lost the oldest of the 2 boys, named Jimmy. And then 14 days later, we lost his baby brother, Danny. Danny and my daddy shared a birthday. So October is a very, sorry y'all, very bad, very emotional month for me. So I tend not to do a lot of activities during October. I tend to stay home. And this past week I had to stay home because my vehicle decided to crap on me, and so I haven't been able to work. Sorry y'all. Anyway, but I knew I needed to come on and announce my winner today. Now, I didn't do the random comment picker, and I did not do a random number generator because I had 3 people that posted. 2 were out of the country. 1 is my adopted daughter-in-law, and I just didn't feel it was fair to put her in the drawing because she's related to me in a way. So, and she's not really a crocheter, I don't think. But I may teach her. But I did pick the 14th comment after I took out those people. I recounted down the line, and so it came up to, she's got a long name, or he, I'm not even sure which one I have, if it's a male or a female. I'm not real sure because it doesn't even have a picture. Adventures of the Clumsy Crocheter, hashtag, and I that is the most awesome name, because if you knew me in person, you would know that my butt is one of the most clumsiest people in the world. So, anyway, I just want to say thank y'all to everybody who's supported me up to this point, to where I even got to 100 subscribers. I have a couple of channels that I would love to see grow even bigger. One is SADIES SPINCRAFT. Sadie, I love watching you. I love your personality. I love the way you describe things, and I just love watching your videos. And I try to catch up on everyone that I can. And then there's Nightingale Crochet, and she's one of my newest subscribers, and she is also a small channel. I think she had 250 when I checked today, 253, something like that. So I'd like to see her get up to 500. Heck, I want to get up to 500, but I ain't pushing for it. I was shocked I got up to 107. So anyway, thank y'all for being here. I've been rambling long enough, so let's get on to the channel. First off, I will show you my finished objects. I hope my daughter's not watching this, because I'm going to ruin her surprise. Anyway, I'm a part of Annie's Needle Knit Club, I think it's called. I've got it over here. I just didn't want to dig through stuff to get it out. But they sent me a pattern this month, and it's got anyway, sorry, space case. It had baskets on there, and the yarn they sent me's weight was a bulky 5, and I thought these baskets were adorable. Like, they're perfect catch-all baskets. I thought you can set these in your bathroom, you can set them in by your front door, throw your keys in, your phone in, whatever. They're just cute. But the bottom was kind of flimsy, and so I felt like it needed a little bit more structure. So I repeated the starting pattern and made a liner to thicken the bottom. And if you noticed, you don't see it on here. There is a video about how to add appliques to your crochet to where they can't see the stitches on the back side. And I'm going to have to try to find that video. But I'm pretty sure if you look up how to do appliques on crochet, it'll pop up. Because she does, like, I think it's heart balloons on a pot holder, and you can't even tell she sewed them on. It's so cool. So I kind of followed her instruction for that. Also, I have designed a hanging dish towel. It's a basic hanging dish towel, but I thought the design I did was okay. So I have now wrote a pattern for it. I'm testing it. I'm going to ask a couple other YouTubers to test it out for me. Just because I want to make sure my wording's right on it. And we have such a supportive community here. I know that any of them would be very honest about, okay, well, this doesn't work so great the way you've got it worded. It needs a little bit more detail, or the stitch count varies, that type of thing. I love this yarn, this cotton, and that's the best thing for dish towels. And it's like a red and white, kind of. I have a fly flying around. I apologize, y'all. But it's V-stitches. And I call it a V-stitch dish towel, in the V. And it hangs, and it's got the button, and I just like it. And I added a little ruffle to the bottom. I think it's the actual towel part of it. I think it's 14 inches, maybe 13. It's not very long, because I made one recently, and I don't know if my mom's got a short stove. It's Bag O' Day's dish towel, and it's a beautiful dish towel. It's a real quick pattern, and I really enjoyed working it up, but it hangs incredibly long on my mom's stove. So when I designed this one, I went shorter, because my daughters all live in apartments or small homes, so their ovens aren't big, and I don't want it hanging way low. And so that's my dish towel, and I will try to get a pattern of that soon, and it'll be free. I'm not going to charge for it, just because it's only my second pattern, and it's a basic pattern, so it's pretty easy to do. And then I am now working on my second towel with my pattern. I'm reading through my pattern. This has my one daughter's favorite colors in it. She likes purples and teals and, well, anything bright and pretty. She likes it. So I'm making her a dish towel, and then I have a third daughter that I will be making her a set. They will all have a basket and all that all together. So that's my whip, and then I showed y'all my aunt's sweater the last time. And let me find my stitch marker, because I can never find it. Never find it. I'm always hunting it. It's on here somewhere. Oh, right here. So that's where I was last time. And this is where I'm at right now. Sorry, y'all, the mic that I bought, it requires my headphones being, I don't know, so I can hear myself talk, I guess. I don't know. But there's the butterfly, and I think it's turned out really good. And now I'm on the, starting to get where I'm on the final rows of it. I've only got, I think, maybe 10 to 15 rows left of the square. And then I'll do the border and the trim and the collar. I also was looking at a shelf on our buy here, sell here site on Facebook, and I had found a little shelf, and I ran out to get it and found out it was way too small for my wanting, and so I decided not to get it. But the gentleman empties out storage units, and he had a bunch of stuff there, and I got to look through it, and I thought that was kind of cool. He does like garage sales every month and sells the stuff he gets in these storage units he bids on. And he happened to have this old vintage magazine. Let's see, that would be, it's almost 60 years old, and the fact that it's paper, it's not like the plastic coated paper, it's like newspaper paper. And my mom remembers these very well, and she used to crochet. She just got where her hands don't let her no more. But it's called the work basket. Look at that doily. And that's crochet. But it was made January of 1961, and it sold for 15 cents. Is that focusing? Oh, that was nuts. This is the coolest little thing. It has like showing what's coming up in sewing patterns, and it has recipes, and it has all these ads for how to work from home. And Last Minute Laura, I thought of you because it has a flower and garden forum. I miss these magazines. Like, I really miss the hometown feel, even though it was a big, big cities and big towns. But these are so cool. Like, there's recipes in here. Has anyone ever heard of asparagus soup? Have you ever ate that? Because I've never heard of that. I have only ever ate asparagus sauteed in a pan with butter and garlic and some seasoning salt, and yum. But I ain't never ate asparagus soup. But it has about 20 recipes in here. It's got about 10-15 patterns in here. I think that one's my fave, because that's like the go-to for a baby. Go-to every time. But the gentleman let me have this, and I thought it was pretty cool because I have about probably 100 vintage magazines and patterns and stuff that were left to me by my grandmother when she passed away. So it's going to go in that stash because I might use it, but I don't want to be handling it a whole lot. You darn fly. And also, a friend of mine's daughter is also a crafter. She sews. I'm going to see if maybe we could talk her into making project bags too. But she makes dog scarves, and I'll impose a picture somewhere in my video of the doggy collar, and the one that she's showing off is for breast cancer. But she has a shop on Etsy, and it's lcraftscompany.co. So I will put that link in my description box, as well as where you can find me, which is Nikkiscrochetknook at gmail.com. If you would like to write me an email, that's awesome. I will respond as quick as I get it. If you want to know anything else, just let me know. I will be probably doing a tutorial on my dish towel soon. I'm just trying to figure out how to record better than I did with my single crochet pot holder on tutorials. So it may be a little bit before I do a whole lot of tutorials, but I will be having some. I was reading up on some things about crochet, some facts, and the number one thing on there, it says it helps insomnia. And I know so many crocheters that we stay up till 2, 3, 4 in the morning trying to get that last stitch done and finish that project. And I'm like, I don't know how well that helps with insomnia. But it does state that crocheting is a relaxing, calming effect on our bodies, and so it helps us to get our mind calm so that we can fall asleep easier and get our rest a lot easier. Like I said, I don't know how well that works for me because I have insomnia due to my fibro, but it is my calm down. This whole past week my car took a crap, and so I decided that I would work on crochet projects, and I've just been enjoying the rest and sitting here catching up on some YouTube and missing my Last Minute Laura live chat in the mornings because I can't stay awake. But hopefully Friday morning I will be there and be able to chit chat with her and Whisper and all of them. They're awesome. I don't know if I mentioned my other channel that I love watching is CHEVYRALL. I think I've mentioned her before. She cracked me up. She put out a vlog, and it was her knitting group. They all made these different sweater patterns, and to watch the video you'll just laugh. There's no one talking in it, so you gotta watch what it gets put on the screen, but it's hilarious. And I said, oh my god, those are beautiful, wish I could knit. She tells me, come to the dark side, we have martinis. Chevy, I love you. You are awesome. I swear you are my sister from another mister that got separated way before birth, because me and you seem to be a lot alike, except for I don't knit. But I also do tarot cards and numerology and a lot of natural beliefs, if that makes sense, if you get what I'm saying. I think that's about it for today. I wanted to tell everybody thank you once again for getting me there to 100. That was amazing. It just took me a few days to do the drawing, and then again it took me a few days to do the video on it in the first place. I'm trying to get better at my schedule on here. I just haven't quite gotten there. Like I said, I have days that I'm just like, yeah, I'm not doing it. I can't. My body decides what I do and when I'm going to do it, and that's it. I don't get to fight it all the time, but I do try. As a crafting person, I wanted to display more of my children's crafts. All this behind me was made by my babies. I have several, and I wanted to have them all behind me because all of my kids have an artistic talent to them. They all draw. One of my daughters designed her own tattoos. Another one of my daughters paints very well, and that's her calming. She gave me this Irish prayer, which I love. This was my oldest daughter. She that was my Mother's Day present, and on the bottom right here it says, when your mama's yelling is so loud the neighbors go to bed. That is so me. I am very loud, very obnoxious sometimes, very smart-mouthy, everything that I can possibly be. I don't hold my opinion well. I do say what's on my mind. And that being said, there might be times that I upset subscribers, and I'm sorry. But I am me, and I will say what I want. And, but I'm always going to support you. Now, the last thing that I want to cover is I am a part of a local rescue called Gracies Project here in Amarillo, Texas. This year, over 1,000 dogs have been rescued. Over 250 have been adopted. We have an event coming up in November to raise money because this year has gotten us really hard in vet bills. Up until I think it was August, we had already spent about $45,000 for spays, neuters, chips, vaccinations, emergency surgeries because a dog got hit or got into a fight with another dog or something, to rescue these animals and give them life. And a lot of that cost came from a hoarding case in August. There was 35 dogs rescued from a house here in Amarillo, which is just disgusting. You think it's okay to allow any animal to live in filth, and the county went in and incensed raided the house for the animals. We took in all 35 rescues. Out of those 35, there was 8 that were pregnant. Out of the 4 that stayed in Amarillo, the other 4 went to Dallas-Fort Worth, and I don't know how many puppies they had, but the ones that stayed here had 21. So on top of the 35, then you added 21. I think at the time we had 60 to 70 in foster care, housing, temporary shelter of some sort, and we escalated to over 100 very quickly. And then at the same time, Loretta got a Rottweiler mama that was pregnant, and she had 9 pups, and she has managed to, she took those pups in, she took care of them, took care of the mom, got the mom fixed. The mom now has a forever home in Colorado. The pups have all found their forever home. Animal rescue is a big thing to me. We have 4 equine rescues here, which is horses. If you don't know, that's equine. That's what that word means. Equestrian. We have 4 rescues in the Panhandle for equine. We have about 40 different dog and cat rescues in the Panhandle. And every one of them struggle. They all mainly do live off of donations. They are nonprofits, so they do not they can qualify for grants, but it's very rare because we are a big country. Even though a lot of people don't want to admit it, I saw something the other day where there's like 19 million people in just the state of New York. Now I'm Texas, and I'm sure that the total of people here is pretty close to the same, if not more. And I know California's got probably 1 billion people living in it. I mean, that's a lot of people. And the biggest thing I'd like to ask is, if you live in a town that's over 50,000 people, there's probably a local animal rescue or a local animal shelter that could really use help. That help can be going and showing each one of those pups some love, going and training with these pups, or cats. Cats are real easy to rehome for the most part. Cats choose their owners. It's not the other way around. You will almost always, if a cat likes you, they like you. If they don't, they're going to let you know. And rescues are not bad breeds. They have been mistreated. They got lost and mommy and daddy never looked for them. Someone took them. A very, very big case closest to my heart is one that my friend Loretta handled about 1.5 years ago. There was a beautiful pitty baby hanging out by the store that I go to on a regular basis before I went to work. And I called her because the baby looked well took care of. Well, come to find out, it had been stolen 2 years prior. And its owners thought she had just gotten out. They ended up getting their baby back. They got her microchipped, and now they have her home. And she was so excited to be home, and it was awesome. But if you can help your local rescue, please do. If you can help any type of nonprofit facility or organization, please do. Go do the walks for breast cancer or Down syndrome, which a real good friend of mine's little girl has Downs, and she's the sweetest thing. I love watching her grow. I love the smile she has on her face, and I will attend that walk every year. I will raise money for that walk every year. My adopted mom passed from breast cancer, and so my family's been affected by a lot, and I see a lot of stuff that a lot of these foundations, they live off of donations, 90% of them. St. Jude's Hospital does. I mean, there are several. But if you can help your local animal rescue, that is top notch. And I give you cheers and claps and toast and everything you can to help out the ones who can't speak for themselves. The four-leggers, there are so many backyard breeders, and they literally use these animals to just pop out pups and make money off of them. And all the while, they're steadily killing that animal, because there is a disorder that in the females, that if they deliver too many pups or they go into heat too many times, it causes what they call pyometra, and it is an infection in their uterus. And so in turn, they have to have an emergency surgery that they shouldn't have to have in the first place. Spay and neuter your pets. They are not your money makers. They are not your breeding ground. And if you wouldn't sell your child for $150, do not do that to an animal. Just don't. They don't deserve the heartache. And out of 10 pups, especially with the ones deemed aggressive breeds, if you have 10 pups from that mama dog, only one of those dogs is going to find a loving home. There is a very big chance that they're going to be used for other awful things. And I don't agree with that ever. My nephew has Rottweilers. I have several sisters that have pit bulls. Those pitties are my biggest babies, and they think that they're a lap dog, even though they weigh 150 pounds. The Rottweilers think the same thing. They just want love. That's all they want. I have a wiener dog. I have a German Shepherd. They all deserve love and cared for, and I just want to spread the word. You go to your local shelter, help them out. Like I said, they need collars, they need leashes, they need dog food, they need cat food, they need litter, they need blankets. Any of these facilities or rescues, they need the donations, and they especially need donations to fund for vet care, because that is a big cost that you don't realize how much it is until you take your animal. And we are so blessed in Amarillo. We have a vet clinic called Hope Vet. And the vets there are just awesome. And they've always got animals' backs. They will always take in an animal. They will always help out as much as they can. And they are the most loving couple of vets that I've ever met in my life. They don't shy away from a pit bull or a Doberman or a German Shepherd or a Rottweiler, because it's a dog to them. It's an animal that needs help, period. And for the last year and a half, they housed the lot of the rescues through Gracies Project. It's called the Hope and Gracies Safe Haven. And we now have a new building built that was donated, 90% of it, so that the shelter for our animals can actually be right by Loretta, so that she can make sure that they're not, when we have floods and stuff here, that they're not in danger or out in the weather as sort. But if you would like to donate to that, please email me. Y'all can find me at Nikkiscrochetknook at gmail.com. Also at Twitter, at Facebook, at Instagram, which I haven't really posted a whole lot on my Instagram yet, but I will. I'm just still trying to get in the groove of everything. But I will list all that below, and I think that that is all for today. And hopefully I will hear from Adventures quick, soon, as fast as possible. And I will get your items in the mail to you. And for everybody else, y'all have a blessed weekend, and keep on hooking, darlings.